the wall, press your back up against the wall, bend your knees. Try to get your hips at the height of your knees. Now as you're here, sometimes the back will arch really far forward. I want you to push your low back down, activate your shoulder blades, press them back. Now let's take the arms out so they're at the elbows height of the shoulders. Take the fingertips forward, take the fingertips up. Forward, up. Keep going. Just keep spreading the toes. You've got 15 more seconds. When you bring your arms up, you're trying to push the backs of the hands to the wall. Check in with your knees, in line with your hips. 3, 2, last 1. Come off the wall and down to the knees. Now as we're here, the knees are going to be wider than your hips and your toes are towards your midline. Hands come at your hips and push yourself up. So we've done these before. This time the knees are wider than usual. As we're coming up, think about pointing your tailbone right in between where your knees are. So we're trying to get really open through the hip flexors, strong through the glutes and hamstrings. Keep going. Last 3, 2, 1. Come down to the knees and the elbows. Right knee straightens to the back of the mat. Right toes turn down. Inner thigh faces the left wall. Exhale, right leg up. Inhale down. Exhale up. Inhale down. Now push yourself out of your elbows. Lengthen through your crown. And when you're bringing the leg up, don't let your back arch. So the bend is happening at your hip joint, not your low back. And also be aware we don't want to tilt the body over to the left side. Keep pushing out of your heel and keep pulling your shoulder blades down. So the upper back is staying involved here. Keep going. Strong right glute, strong right hamstring. Tailbone slightly points down so that we're not arching the back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 5, hold here. 4, keep squeezing the thigh. And release. Right knee down next to the left. Left knee straightens, lift, lower. This is a leg exercise, a glute exercise, but also a core strengthener. That's your stability. Get your abdominal wall strong, get your upper back equally strong. That's your foundation. And then notice your right glute. Keep that active so that you're not tilting over to the right side. Your abdominal wall should be engaged the whole time, especially when you drop your toes. Use that as like a crunch. Feel that squeeze of your lower hip pulling to your front hip pulling to your lower ribs. Keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, hold this one up, hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Left toes down, right toes go back. So now we come into onto the belly. Take your arms out wide to a T. As we inhale, chest and chin come up, arms come up, lower down on the exhale. Inhale up, exhale down. We're trying to get into the upper back muscles. Be aware we're not lifting the feet. We're trying to get into the upper back, the space between the shoulder blades, the shoulder muscles. Keep going, up and down. You may not go up very high, that doesn't matter. Do not arch your back at the low back. So keep pointing your tailbone down. We gotta get right into the mid upper back. Keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take your hands under your shoulders, tuck your toes, come back up to table, grab, and come to stand to grab your 5-pound weights. Come back to the wall. So we're 2 feet away from the wall. Upper back pushes against the wall. And get your knees in line with your pelvis. In line, toes pointing in line with the knees. Now let's take the elbows to the height of the shoulders. Get your foundation in your back. Let's exhale, arms straight. Inhale, bend. Now as we're doing this, we're trying to keep the backs of the hands as well as the shoulders and elbows to the wall. Legs are still working to stabilize the body. Exhale to go up with the hands and to firm your abdominal wall. When you take the elbows to bend, try to keep your forearms parallel with the walls. Last two. Last one. Come off the wall, come back down to knees. The knees are out, the toes are in. Hands hold your dumbbells in front of you. Inhale, knees bend. Exhale, come up. So we've been here before, we're just using some weight now. As you're coming up, lengthen through your hip flexors, squeeze through your glutes, and point your tailbone down. Keep going. Make sure that the back of the neck stays long, crown reaching towards the ceiling, collarbones reaching to the sides of the room. Last 3, 2, and 1. Come down, take your dumbbells aside, come back to table pose. On your elbows. Right toes straighten to the back of your mat. Lift the right leg, bend the right knee, pulse it up. We want the right knee at the height of the hip and higher. So you really need to control where that right knee goes, and that's going to give us more definition into the glute. Also be aware the elbows are holding you up steady, so you're not sinking over more to one side. Same thing with your pelvis. Both sides of your back are equally strong. Keep pushing out of your shoulders and lengthening through your crown. Right hamstring really working, right glute really working. Keep going. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Right knee comes down. Left toes go to the back of the mat. Get your foundation to the elbows, lift the leg, bend the left knee, squeeze the left glute, pulse up. And it's just going to be like 2 or 3 inches of movement. Like you're trying to step your left heel to the ceiling. Shoulder blades are back. Abdominal wall is strong. Remember, we don't want to arch the back. So you shouldn't be feeling this in the low back at all. Get your abdominal wall to help lengthen and strengthen your back. Keep going. Notice if you're sagging into your shoulders or right hip. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Left knee comes down. Grab your block and lie on the belly. Taking the block overhead so your arms are long in front of you. Lift your chest. Taking the right hand to take the block behind you. Left arm reaches for the block. Take it in front of you again. Right hand takes it behind you. Left arm takes it in front. Right hand behind. Left arm front. Keep going. Upper back is strong. It's movement from your mid back, not your neck. Let's switch direction. Left hand takes the block behind. Right hand takes it forward. Left hand behind, right hand forward. Keep going. Don't let your feet lift off your mat. Last one. Take your block down, hands under your shoulders. Come up to stand, grab your block and take it between the knees. Come back to your mat wall. Feet are going to be about 2 feet away from you so that your knees are right over your ankles. Push the block with your knees. We're here for 40 seconds, starting now. If you can, get a little lower. Keep pushing the block with your inner thighs. Glutes are strong. Notice we don't want to arch the back. Try to have like a natural curve, so you're not completely flattening the back, but you're not letting it arch. Now find your feet, spread the toes, push into the block, squeeze the backs of the legs, and push your upper back and the back of the head to the wall. Keep holding. Just check your toes and spread them. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take the block, come down. Grab your one dumbbell. So start with the knees wide, like we were. Lift and take your left heel to the left and right heel to the left. So now we end up seated. So the knees are forward, left toes left, and right toes towards the left thigh. Hands hold the dumbbell. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, push the hips forward. So it's the same movement, but we have the right knee going towards the left, the right foot going towards the left. Keep going. When you come up, really get into that right glute. And again, we don't want to arch the back. Think more about pointing the tailbone to the floor. Keep going. Last 2. Last 1. Stay up. Just turn the toes to the other side. Come back to sit. Get your alignment. Deep breath in. And exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale up. Keep going. Upper back is strong. Getting into that left glute, left hamstring, right thigh. Keep going. Four, 3, 2, and 1. Come back down. Come back to table on the elbows. We're taking the the dumbbell behind the right knee. Come onto your elbows. Palms flat. That's going to help to keep your shoulders wide. Left knee under the hip. Squeeze the right knee to hold the dumbbell. Bring it down, bring it up. Bring it down, bring it up. Keep going. Don't let yourself rock to the right. So use your elbows and forearms to keep you steady. That right glute working. So try not to use momentum. Use that right glute. Really notice that you can recruit the right glute muscle. Last 3, 2, 1. Keep your knees together. Right knee to the right and down. Out, in. Get your abdominal wall strong. Get your elbows and palms to help push you up out of the floor. That right knee may not go up very high. It doesn't matter. You're going to feel this more into that left stabilizing glute. Last 4, 3, 2, last 1. Right knee comes down. Take the dumbbell out. Come back onto the belly. Grabbing your block, hold it in front of you, like overhead. Tops of the feet stay down, both hands holding the block. Get your the back of the neck long and the crown of your head reaching to the block. Lift, lower. Exhale, inhale. Keep going. So notice here, we want to get the movement in the mid upper back. and thoracic spine. If it's too much to hold the block, you can have your arms wider and keep moving without the block. That's not necessary. It's really just about getting into the spine and the muscles in between the shoulders. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. Take your block down, come back to table, grab your dumbbell, placing it behind the left knee. Bring your elbows down. Squeeze through the left glute, left hamstring. Press the left knee up. Bring it down. Full range. Up, down. If you need to, you can widen your elbows a little bit. That'll give you more foundation. Don't let your chest sag. So think about the upper back strength, think about chest strength, and balance it front and back. The neck stays long. The right glute is helping to hold you to center. Keep pushing up without changing the angle of your spine. Last 3, 2, 1. Knees together, left knee left, and down. Adjust as you need to. Make sure that your spine is in its neutral position still. We're working the upper back and that right glute to hold us steady. Keep going. 4, 3, 2, 1. Take your dumbbell, 1 in each hand. Come back to the wall. Push your bum against the wall, push your upper back against the wall. Feet are in line with your knees and pelvis. You can hold the dumbbells just at your thighs. Back of the head presses against. This is really good for your posture muscles. So think about pushing your back up against the wall. We've done this before with the hands. We're gonna just keep them steady here. So push the backs of your hands to the wall. And then notice if that pressed your chest forward. Bring your back against the wall. If that means you have to take the hands away, that's okay. I'd rather you have a straight spine. But we're still trying to work at opening up the shoulders. I'm just gonna stay here. Notice if you're gripping or tightening areas that don't need to be. Keep pushing the backs of the arms into the wall. Keep holding here for another 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Take your dumbbells down, come back onto the floor, holding your 2 dumbbells. So we're here, knees are wide. Lift your hips, come into that knees over to the, toes over to the left wall. We're coming back up, so hands hold both dumbbells. Exhale up, inhale down. Let's go. Let this also strengthen your upper back. So you're using those dumbbells to keep your steadiness in the upper spine, the upper shoulders. Keep going. Last 3, 2, and 1. Come up and switch. Toes go to the right, come back to seated. Reassess your foundation. And when you're ready, exhale up, inhale down. Try not to arch your low back. So when you come up, point your tailbone down, lengthen your low back. 5, 4, 3, 2, last 1. Take your dumbbells down, grab your mini band, come to table, placing the mini band underneath your right palm underneath your shoulder. So palm is facing down, underneath your shoulder, fingers are spread wide. Pushing yourself out of that right arm, but be aware, I don't want you hanging here. So notice my elbow. See if you can bring a softness to the elbow. That's gonna get you to work your tricep and forearm. So now, left hand holds the other end of the band, palm facing you. Push yourself out of that right arm, lengthen your spine, deep breath in, elbow pulls out to the side, exhaling. Inhale down, exhale out to the side. So you're taking the elbow out, taking the hand out. Upper back is strong, and you're pushing down with the right palm, but you're still active in your right shoulder, your right forearm, your right tricep. Keep going. Keep going, last 3, 2, 1. Switch, left palm presses down, holding the band, right hand holding the other end, facing you. Inhale, tall length of the spine, exhale, bend. Right elbow to the right, keep going. Don't hunch your shoulder toward your ear. When you bring your elbow out to the side, also think about pulling your shoulder blade down. Keep going. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Those are serious. Come on to seated, just so you can take the band around your knees. So come onto table and onto your elbows, the band underneath your knees. The left knee stays down. Again, get into the grounding of your forearms. Spread your fingers. If you need to, you can widen your elbows, but not so much that you're arching your mid-back. Right toes tap to the back of your mat. You're on the band with your left knee. That's going to help it from moving. Inhale to lengthen your spine and squeeze your right glute. Exhale to lift. Right leg up, right leg down. Right toes turn towards the floor, and your right leg is straight and strong. When you lift the leg, don't let yourself rock over to the left. Keep your knee underneath your hip. It doesn't matter how high the leg is. We just want to get some stimulation to the glute muscle. It's going to be different for everyone, and each day is going to be different. So just go to the point where you're getting that activation of the glute. Keep going. Keep going. Get it up there as high as comfortable and give it an extra squeeze. Last 3, 2, 1. Come back down to table. Grab your 5 pounds or the lighter weights. We're going to stay seated. Hands right down beside you. Exhale the arms out. Inhale down. Exhale out. Inhale down. Getting into the upper shoulders. Keep going. Make sure you're using that exhalation. That's going to help you power up the core to bring that energy out to the arms. Really good shaping muscles. Great for posture and upper body strength and shape. Keep going. We want to tire out those shoulders. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take your dumbbells down. Come back to the knees and elbows. Right knee is going to stay on your band. Left leg straight to the back of your mat. Squeeze the left glute. Lift and lower. As if you're standing on that wall behind you. Left toes are turned down. When you get the leg up, give the glute an extra squeeze. Keep going. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Take the knee down. Coming back up. You can keep the band on your knees. Come back to the wall. I know these suck. Take your dumbbells, one in each hand. Bring your back up against the wall. Walk your feet forward. Hold it here. Flatten your back. Upper back is strong against the wall. We're taking the arms out and down. Exhale, inhale. Check in with the knees. Don't let your band pull your knees in. The back of the head, the shoulder blades pressing into the wall. Keep going. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh my gosh. Okay, take those down. Come down to seated. Take your band off. So we start in that position. The knees are wide. We lift the hips, turn the feet out to the side. So from here, take your, so you can just have your hands either beside you for balance. I'll just start with hands beside you for balance. We'll do that first. Lean to the right, kick your left leg up, swing it across the body. And then swing it back to the left, tap the foot down, swing it across the body, tap the foot down. If you want, both hands can be down or hands can come up to center. Last 2. Last 1. Bring the knee down, lift the hips, flip the toes to face the right. And then again, if you want to start with your hands down, just so you can get the movement, do a couple with the hands down. And then when you're ready, if you want, hands come up. Going. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back to table. Come back, onto the belly. Now as we're here, elbows under, shoulders, toes tuck under. We're holding plank for 30 seconds. Lift your hips and start now. Fingertips are spread and flatten your shoulder blades on your back. Lower your hips a little bit so they're in line with your shoulders, but not lower than that. Straighten your legs if you if the knees are off the mat. That's going to help to recruit the fronts of the legs to help hold you up. 3, 2, 1. Knees come down. Take your hands under your shoulders, grabbing your 5-pound weight. Come to table. Hands are under your shoulders. Left hand holds the weight. Again, soft bend in your right elbow. Lengthen your spine. So notice here, don't want you dipping, so use this as an abdominal hold as well. Left palm facing the center line, left arm out to the left. Inhale down, exhale up. Don't let the whole body rock. when you're moving the arm. So you really need to get the glutes, the shoulders steady. If it gets to be too much on the shoulder, take the dumbbell down and keep moving the arm. Keep spreading the fingers of the right hand, and we're strengthening the forearm, the fingers, the whole right arm. Last 3, 2, 1. Switch. Right hand takes the dumbbell, left arm is under the shoulder. Spread the fingers of the left hand, lengthen your spine, deep breath in, exhale it out to the side. Right arm out, inhale down, exhale out. The tendency here is for the body to rock. That's just because you're not engaging your core as strongly as you could be. So use your back and abdominals to help keep you steady. Almost done, keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take the dumbbell, come onto your back. We're still holding this dumbbell. Bend the knees, plant the feet, hands hold the dumbbell right at your chest. Ground into your feet, flatten your low back, lift your shoulders, inhale down, exhale up. We're getting into the abdominals here. The hands are holding the dumbbell steady right up in front of the collarbones. We're trying to get into the upper abdominals, so feet are going to stay down, and think about pointing your tailbone up so you're really flattening your back and getting the deep layer of the core involved. If you go too fast, you lose the ability to get deep activation of the core. So try not to go too fast. When you get up there, squeeze all your air out. Last 2. Last 1. Come down, grab your mini band and place it on your knees, just above the thighs. Just above the knees. Come to lie on your left side. Now the band is right above the knee joint. Lift your ankles. Feet are going to stay pressed together. Lift your right knee. Take the knee down. Exhale it up. Inhale it down. Push yourself out of that left shoulder. The left knee is pressing down as the right knee lifts. Equally push the knees away from one another. Keep going. We're trying to tire out those glutes, so as the knee goes up, the other knee goes down. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back onto your back. Grab your dumbbell, holding it at the chest. Feet are down. Deep breath in. Push your low back to the floor. Exhale, curl up. Inhale down. Exhale up. It's not a big movement. Really focus on getting right at the upper abdominal wall. And again, when you come up, squeeze all the air out. Last one. Come down and roll to your right side. Ankles are stacked, knees are stacked. Lift your ankles. Remember, push yourself out of that right side. Notice here, we don't want to dip into the shoulder. Left knee goes up. and down. Remember, the right knee pushes down as much as the left knee lifts up. The inner edges of the feet stay touching the whole time. Push yourself out of that right shoulder. Think about activating your right abdominals. We don't want to let the right side rib cage splay open, so think about pulling that in. That's going to help to get you some activation of the abdominals, even though we're working the legs. Keep going. Keep going. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back down to grab your dumbbell. Come onto your back. This time we take the dumbbell up to the ceiling, hold it there, and let your shoulder blades flatten. Take your knees up so that they're over your hips. Straighten the legs, bend the knees. Straighten the legs, bend the knees. Now as you're doing this, notice the heels don't go any lower than your knee joint. So when you straighten the legs, they don't go down. They stay up, ending up on a diagonal. When you bring your knees in, try to stop them right above your hip joints. So that gives you more control, which will give you better shaping. Keep going. Flatten your shoulder blades down. That's going to help to steady your upper back, and this is going to help to get more activation into the lower belly. Last 2, 1, release that. Take your band at your ankles. Press out of your heels. Try to straighten the backs of the legs as much as comfortable. Arms down beside you, kind of like airplane, so you can help to steady yourself. Now we're pushing out of the knees, out of the heels, get your feet wide, come back in. Exhale out, inhale to center. Now as you're bringing the legs back into center, control where they stop. Make sure that the band never loses the intensity. So you still want to keep it tight as you bring your legs back in. Let your strength recruitment come from your glutes. So really feel that activation. Keep going. Like you're standing on the ceiling, your legs are straight and strong. Keep going. 4, 3, 2, 1. Take the band off. Grab your 5-pound weight. Hands holding the 1 dumbbell. Curl your shoulders off your mat and bring your knees up. So we've been here before with the shoulders and the knees. Now we're just putting it together. Left hand takes the dumbbell. Right leg goes straight. Left hand takes the dumbbell behind the left thigh. Right hand takes it. Come back to center. Right knee in, and left hand takes the dumbbell. So you're alternating hands, taking the dumbbell behind the alternating thigh. Upper back is strong, and we don't want to go fast on this. Remember, it's the exhale that gets that deep recruitment of the abdominals. So take your time. Really use that exhalation. If it's too much, you don't have to use the dumbbell. You can have your head down and alternate the legs in and out. You can come back up when you feel ready, but just keep moving. Four, 3, 2, 1. Finishing with the right knee coming into the chest, release that down. Taking your band again to the ankles and lie on your left side. Left elbow or armpit on the floor, you choose. Whatever feels most grounded. Right heel directly above the left. Lift the right leg, lower down. Push out of your right heel as much as you're pushing down with your left foot. Notice what's going on with the legs. Try to equalize the effort on both sides. As the right leg goes up, the left one pushes down. Keep going. Get that right glute really strong. Squeeze it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come up to seated. You can keep the band there. Grab one dumbbell in each hand. Hands hold the dumbbells by your side. Inhale to prepare. Exhale to bring the arms out. Inhale forward, exhale out, inhale down. Exhale out, inhale forward, exhale out, inhale down. Think about the crown of your head reaching up to the ceiling. And you're moving through a straight, strong spine. Notice when you bring your arms up, don't let your neck take over. So don't let your shoulders hunch. If this is too much, just don't use dumbbells. Last 2. Last 1. And let's come down. Take the dumbbells aside, lie on your right side. Push the bottom or the outer edge of your right foot to the floor. Deep breath in. Exhale, left leg up. Inhale down, exhale up, keep going. When you get the leg up, don't be too quick to drop it. That's where the strengthening happens, is at the top, when you're struggling to get that leg up. So let it be uncomfortable, let it be a challenge. You know that it's only temporary, and you know the challenge is gonna help you. So really look at that discomfort as a gift. It's a temporary discomfort that is going to give you big, lasting results. Be grateful for that discomfort. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take the band off, grab your block, and lie on the back. Taking the block in between your your feet, up to the ceiling. Take the block with the hands, lower both arms and legs. Exhale, come back up. Take the block with the feet, lower arms and legs. Exhale up, take the block with the hands, open, come up, block with the feet, open. Keep going. Keep going. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now bend your knees, plant your feet, take the block in between the knees. Palms beside you, spread your toes, hips up, and walk your feet so they're in line with your knees. Don't let them be flared out. Lower, lift. Hips down, hips up. So the tendency here, especially with the knees pushing into the block, is there's not as much of a movement rotation-wise of your hip in the hip socket. So don't be too concerned about how high you can go. When we push the knees in, it's going to give us more stimulation to the inner thighs. And just move the hips up as much as you can without pushing your belly button up. So you're moving from a straight, long, low back. And then check in with your knees, push it back into the block. It's not going to be a big movement here. Keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Taking your block aside, come back up to kneeling. So from here, we're in table. Take your right foot out to the right and plant the foot down. Then we're standing. So left knee under the hip, right foot out to the right, press the outer edge of the right foot to the floor. Taking your hands behind your head, lengthen up through your crown. If your mat is really thin, roll it up underneath your knee. As we inhale, elbows will stay as wide as the ears. Take your left elbow towards the left and exhale, right elbow towards the right. Inhale to the left, exhale to the right. The whole time we're doing this, the chest is open. We're not caving the elbows in. The upper back is strong by keeping the elbows wide. The right outer edge of the foot is grounded, and we're pulling from the center line to get back up to side to side. So use the core deep into the deepest layers. Keep going. Obviously, the further you go to the side, the more activation you need to come back up to the other side. So you choose where you want to be. Last 3, 2, last 1. Release your hands. Right knee comes in, come back down to your table. Left foot out to the left, pivot and plant the foot. Right knee under your hip. If you need to, fold your mat. Lift to stand onto your right knee. Make sure that left foot is still active. Both legs are equally strong. Don't let your pelvis tilt. Keep it square to the floor. Elbows bend as wide at the ears. Push the outer edge of the left foot down. Inhale over to the right. Exhale to the left. Keep going. The movement alone is not enough. You need to add the breath. Keep going, almost done. Notice if you're starting to get sloppy with your alignment. Don't let your elbows cave forward. Upper back is still working. Left edge of the left foot pressing to the floor. You're solid in your foundation. Last 2. Last 1. Good job, come down. Woo! Take your legs out wide. The hard part is over. Let's just fold forward. It's really good for your nerves here if you can circle the ankles and spread the toes and then fold a little deeper. That helps to move the energy all the way up the hips. Breathing here, let yourself settle. Slow your breath down. Long exhalations. Coming up, move to table. Get your feet wide and come to sit on your feet or in between your feet, or take your block you can sit on. This is helpful for the ankle joints, the shin muscles, the knee joints. If you want, you can take the block out and go further down if that feels okay, getting more activation into the hips, hip flexors and quads. And then as you're in that position, start to really visualize your breath easily moving through the thighs, through the hips, down to the toes. You're lengthening the exhales to help initiate the repair process of the body. So long, controlled exhales, slowing the heart rate down, Deeper inhales to bring oxygen into the muscles that we've worked. Coming back up and move to downward dog. Bring your right knee to your right wrist, move to pigeon and folding forward. And coming back up to down dog. Notice how your body feels. Be here with intention. We're trying to open up the joints, the muscles, balancing the body. When you're ready, we'll move to the other side, left knee to the left wrist and folding forward. Start to come up, lean to the left, bring your feet together so the knees go wide and folding over the feet. Pull your shoulder blades back and down. Try to get the movement to happen at the joints of the hips. Coming up, taking your knees to stack, right knee over left. If this is tight on your hips, you can take your block and sit on the block. That'll make the hips a little more freer if you want, or you can take your hips right down, or you can also straighten your left leg straight forward. So there's a couple different options. Find something that you make sure that your pelvis is steady and you're not leaning to one side. Arms up on the inhale. Left hand behind the head, right hand behind the back. Now as we're here, push the head gently into the palm and let your left elbow be out to the side. Keep lengthening the crown up to the ceiling, and if you want more intensity in the shoulders, you can walk the hands closer together. Just make sure that you're not arching your back or tilting to the side. This is really good for helping to bring more oxygen into the body. We're taking more breath up into that left side. And release, lean back, switch the legs. You choose if you want to use your block or straighten the bottom leg. Reassess your pelvis, tall through your crown, arms up. Left hand behind the back, right hand behind the head, and then use this posture to lengthen your spine, and if you need more, hands walk closer together. Visualize that your pelvis is steady and grounded, and you're able to bring lots of positive energy from the base of your spine up to the crown of your head. Release, fingertips come beside you. Find a comfortable seated position. Right ear to the shoulder, chin to the chest. Left ear to the shoulder, chin to the ceiling. And again to the right and down. Left and up. One more. Let's go in the opposite direction, really slow and controlled.